First, we want to begin with the Wallow fire because evacuees are now being let back into their homes. Here's where the fire is burning in the White Mountains near the town of Alpine. It's spot fires that are popping up across state lines now in New Mexico. Even with that news, though, the fire continues to grow, and right now it's consumed some 444,000 acres. There is 6% containment. The fire has now been burning for 14 days, and in that time, 72 buildings were destroyed. ABC 15's Kirk Yunke begins our live team coverage in Springerville. And Kirk, are there hopes for any more containment, and when will the rest of these people get back in?
There are hopes for more containment. Fire crews tell me that they hope to have that number up to 10%, possibly as early as tonight. We're going to get an update in just hours from now, and we will know more. But again, the hope is for 10%. The towns of Springerville and Eagar allowed back in tonight, and that's a big deal for a lot of people. ABC 15's Tim Vetcher has been following that side of the story. Now, Tim, you stopped at the Red Cross Center where people were leaving, and you've talked to some people coming back home. It's a big step in the right direction, but a lot to go.
Yeah, absolutely, Kirk. You know, I was here last week when these people were being forced out of their homes, a lot of them telling me that they thought it was going to be at least a week, possibly even longer. So the fact that they were allowed back into their homes today was a welcome surprise. After spending the past few days in a shelter set up by the Red Cross, Arlene Dana got the word she had waited for. The sheriff's office finally deemed it safe for her and the other evacuees to go home.
We get to go check on our house and unload some of the stuff that we had to pack up to leave. So that makes it exciting.
With firefighters starting to make progress on the Wallow fire, the sheriff's office lifted the evacuation order for both Eagar and Springerville. After 4 days away, the more than 9,000 people who live here got to return.
We went in and mopped up, meaning to take all the smoke and heat away from the edges. And we've reduced the risk factor of it coming back out of there such that we feel it's comfortable in letting the folks back into their homes.
It was for security.
Joe Coppage came home and immediately took down the white towel, signaling he and his family had left town.
I think we got it made now. That's a good feeling.
Even though the fire threat has dissipated, a blanket of thick smoke still lingers over Springerville and Eagar. Because of that poor air quality, many people, including John Craig, chose to stay away.
I'm going to stay one more night here and then wait and see what the smoke's like.
I'm going to stay here probably till further notice. I got lung problems.
But others will gladly deal with some smoke to sleep in their own beds tonight. Perhaps the sign just outside of town said it best: welcome home. Now, the last thing firefighters want to do is evacuate these towns a second time. So, Kirk, the fact that this afternoon people are being allowed back into their homes gives you an idea how confident firefighters are that their lines are going to hold.
And Tim, you talked about people moving back into their homes despite the smoke. There is still smoke here.
Yeah, you know, I was here last week, as I mentioned. The air definitely a lot worse, in my opinion, last week. I'm an asthmatic. I've taken a couple pulls off my inhaler today, but definitely it's improved a lot since I was here Wednesday of last week.